Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of October 26th through November 1st. And during that time, we have a few different moon energies. We have the waxing crescent moon, and then we move into the first quarter, and then waxing gibbous. So that waxing crescent is a good time of heightened senses, a good time to kind of buckle down and get things done. When that first quarter moon energy comes in on the 29th or the 30th, you might feel a little bit impulsive, a little bit active, maybe hard to settle down, or you might just use that heightened energy to your advantage there. Then we do have the waxing gibbous, which is kind of, allowing for a deeper understanding, a good time to make adjustments in the things that we're working on and buckle down and get things done. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Gemini. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading: have faith in your dreams. All right, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, my fun, friendly reminder this week is that you take the time to learn something new this week. Maybe during that first quarter time when you're feeling a little impulsive and, hard to kind of be on your normal projects and you need a diversion. Maybe learning something new. Pick a topic that you've had some sort of mild interest in, or just kind of it's been on your mind, but you haven't really taken the time to do a good deep dive on it, and give yourself a couple of hours, 3 hours. Go to the library if you need to, find books on the topic, or take some time to read, listen to a lecture, that sort of thing. But just really deep dive on something that has kind of been on your mind and you haven't really taken the time to learn about. Sometimes as adults, we just forget to learn deeply. I feel like I learn something new every day, but as far as deep diving on something, I really have to focus on that and think about it and plan ahead a little bit for it. So that is just my fun, friendly reminder for the week. All right, Gemini, without further ado, let's get into this reading, October 26th through November 1st. Have faith in your dreams. All right, your overall present energy right now is the Knight of Wands. So, some sort of action here in the way of something that you're passionate about, something you care about, something you're excited about, and you're taking some sort of action. So that's good. And if that's a dream of yours, something that you like to do, you're taking some sort of action in that realm, and that's always a good thing, right? Moving forward there, your current situation is the High Priestess. So you may have some sort of mystery that comes in with this, or some sort of intuition. This is a card about finding truth through things like synchronicity, or things like dreams that we're having that kind of inspire us to move forward on our passions. There might be, it's just something that crosses your path, that inspires you to do something with something you're passionate about. Like, say, if you're a songwriter, there might be, maybe there's something in nature that you witness that just inspires you, right, to go sit at your instrument and compose something. Or maybe some lyrics come up because of something that you see or overhear. So think about that. There's something that's out there to inspire you, kind of from the mysterious realm, more than something that's a little more obvious for you, right? So watch for those synchronicities. At the root of your situation is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups can often be something that kind of takes us back to our childhood. Sometimes this is a person that comes up, and even if you either run into them, or they're just in your thoughts, and it kind of inspires this. So this also might be one of those synchronistic things through something from your past, just a thought or a feeling. And I'm using music as an example. I know for me that music, I can hear a certain song and it does take me back to, a certain time, maybe friends gone by that you don't see anymore, people from your youth, and that song just makes you think of a memory that you have with them, some good time laughing, singing, just thinking about that music. So a lot of times, those memories come up and they can jog something that is good for your current creative life, right? Something that just kind of inspires you there. What is in your recent past is the Seven of Cups here. So lots of cups. You might be having a little bit more of an emotional time than normal for you. But this is about, lots of choices, and maybe this is in this passionate realm, that maybe you're coming from a place where you've had lots of choices to to do things, to have experiences, to kind of bring the thing that you're passionate about to fruition. And that's great. That's good to have lots of choices there. Choice is a luxury, something I love to say. What is on your mind this week, Gemini? Is the 10 of Wands. And I think I feel like I've seen this card in every single reading that I've done so far this week. So we're kind of coming to an ending for a lot of people. And of course, we're coming to, the end of October, going into the new month with November. But I feel like as a collective, there is that this is kind of an ending. It could just be that it's seasons and things do change, just our way of being and our attitude. If you're in a place where you have seasons, all of a sudden you're having to dress warmer, your days kind of change. If you're like me, you're outside less, because I spend all summer outside, and then the cold weather comes in and it's like, oh, now I'm indoors all the time. So it takes some getting used to. The time change comes in, and it just your whole day kind of changes. You might be getting up earlier and going to bed a little bit earlier, so something is ending for you. But of course, and anytime we have endings, that just means it's clearing the way for new beginnings. What is just ahead of you is the Ace of Cups. I've also seen this card quite a bit too. So ahead of you is an open heart, being overflowing with love and emotion. You've got a lot of cups going on in your reading here. So this might just be an emotional time for you right now. And it doesn't have to be, that doesn't have to be a negative thing. I mean, it just could be positive that you are just right now in a place where you can tell the people around you how you feel, how much you love them and care for them and treasure them. And it's just, you're heading into your week with that kind of open heart feeling, which is awesome. In your advice position is the Four of Wands. So definitely take time to do some celebrating this week. It could be that maybe it's Halloween time, maybe you're going to a Halloween party, having some sort of party in that manner, and go into that and have a good time. That's kind of that's your order here, is to have a good time getting together with people and partying there. Have fun. What is beyond your control this week is the Hanged Man. So a new perspective, something will come in this week. Maybe it's the synchronistic thing with the High Priestess. It could be something, again, something that comes up from your youth, all these choices that you have, something that happens at this party, but it does give you a new perspective. And again, the whole thing is to move you forward on this thing that you're very, very passionate about. So that's very nice, I believe. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Three of Wands. So your secret desire may be to start to plan a vacation, to plan some sort of trip. This is often a card of travel, new ventures, or it could just be new ventures there in your creative realm. Oh, there's Kitty looking for me. It's so cute when he doesn't know I'm in here. Hello, Kitty, Kitty. Anyway, let's pull a final outcome card before I need to let this cat out, probably. Page of Cups is your final outcome, which of course to me is our comedian in the deck. So your final outcome is to be light. Remember your sense of humor this week. Have a good time. Again, if you're getting together with friends, family to party, to celebrate, have a good time there. And it's just, you're kind of wrapping up some ending. And again, it could just be that we're moving into the next phase of, the next season, kind of moving into that autumn, fall season and into the winter. Let's see what's hidden from you this week. At the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. So while you might be coming together with people, it might just be more in a group setting than it is on a one-to-one setting, and that's fine as well. I hear my cat ringing his bell to go out. He's so cute. In a minute, Kitty, I will be right with you. Let's get a final word here. Since we're about to wrap this up, let's just continue on, and then I will go take care of the kitty. Final word here from the Soul Oracle deck: correct your mistakes. So if you have mistakes that are out there, and this could be in your passion realm as well. If you've been making a lot of choices and doing things, there might be things that you are learning and correcting as you're going through and learning something that you're very passionate about. I use songwriting as an example, but it could be, maybe you're into photography and you're learning that if you do this certain thing in this particular light. Why, hello, Kitty. Did you see me now? Yeah, I'm right here. I will let you out. All right, Gemini. Final card here in the way of self-care for you is the card of truth. Truth is different at different levels of consciousness, reserve, judgment. So that's always good advice, I believe. I love that card. I've seen it come out a few times in other readings. And I just love that card. It's so true. We can't judge because people are at different stages, different levels. And, sometimes you might look at someone and think, oh, they don't know a thing, but there was a time when you didn't either. So we kind of have to give grace where it needs to be. And then also there's people that are at a level that you're not at yet, and we kind of aspire to be there. So Gemini, thank you so much for being here with me today. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. Have faith in your dreams, like your overall message was. And it looks like, it's kind of a relaxing week. Maybe your dreams are something that you're working on is pretty relaxing for you, and you're going to have a sense of humor through it. Maybe kind of change your perspective, but also, enjoying friends and family this week. So I think that's a pretty awesome week. It looks very like a very light week for you, which I really like. So thanks again. If you like my reading style, Gemini, please click like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, but most importantly, it'll help you find me next week where we can see where this energy goes or if there's something completely new here for you next week. So thanks so much, Gemini. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.